Hello. In this video, we're going to learn how to add an item to our course content. In a previous video, we learned how to add a folder to our course content, but there are other content options that you can add. An item is one of them. To access the content, as before, we press Content in the left-hand menu. And you can see here the folder that we created last time in the other video, Saving the Planet. Now, anything that is under these gray menus, you actually can put right on the content page. So if you don't have a use for a folder, an item, a file, all that kind of stuff, you can put directly here. But for the purposes of our video, we're going to be putting them inside the folder, as most instructors will use a folder for their weeks or topics to house these things. So remember, when we see a folder, we want to click through, and then you can come, this is the folder page. As always, you want to make sure the edit mode is on inside of Blackboard, and that gives you the permission to have to edit the pages, which means that's the only way that you'll see these gray menus. So what you want to do is come over to our build content, and you can see our content folder over here we did before, but this time we're going to do an item. So an item is something that is useful for you can add a file, text, images, links. You can put instructions inside of an item. Basically, an item is very versatile. So just like with the folder, when you press on item, you get the name. So we're just going to call this we're going to call this item 1. And you put the title there, and then underneath you can put a description. Inside this box, it's possible to do a number of things. We'll show you in a future video, but you actually can there's all kinds of text that you can use if you want to call attention to something. You can make your text bigger, you can change the font, you can change the coloring, etc. You're also able to do tables. We can talk about a table function in a future video. But for the most part, what you generally will use this box for is to put a description of your item or any pertinent information. So then one of the interesting things is that you're actually also able to attach a file. So to attach a file, this is number 2, you can go to Browse My Computer, and then you go through here, and there are all kinds of different files that you can attach. Let's see, I'm just going to attach a random file from my computer. What happens is the file will come in with this long name, and sometimes files have many extensions. You can actually change the name of that just to make it really neat. So let's say this is lecture notes. Let's just put in week 1 lecture notes. Let's call that the name of the file. And then that's what they'll see when they come in, and it won't be kind of a messy file. You also have the option to just leave it like this. Just like in the content folder, we have the option to show who can see the folder or who can see the item and when. So if you leave yes, it'll be open. If you have no, that immediately closes it so they can't see it. Down here, you also, again, can set the display after and display until according to the dates that you want. Now, keep in mind that anything that's housed inside a folder, like this item, will be hidden if they can't see the folder. So if the folder on the top level is closed or has permissions during certain times, then anything inside of it will also be closed. So if you want everything in your folder to be open at once, you don't have to go in and open and close and date each item unless they are also time sensitive as well. So you press submit, and then what happens is inside of your content folder, now you have an item. You can see the title, you can see the attachment, and the description underneath. Thank you very much for watching this video.